So the sky becomes a dream I never dreamt, because I'm just too busy waiting for nothing and wasting away. And so the sky becomes a dream I never dreamt, because I'm just too busy waiting for nothing and wasting away. And so the sky, it was my dream, for the pieces right in front of me, 'cause I'm just too busy waiting for nothing and wasting away, yeah.
And we are set for the first episode of RCW Fight Night, and we are kicking things off with the Tag Team Championship semifinals. Making their way through the ring, we have the Naughty List, and I am joined on commentary by John the Don. What's going on, John?
Oh, not much is going on here tonight, but I have to say I am very, very, very excited for tonight's opening contest. We got a team with such great charisma, such great attitude. They love themselves, going against one of, if not the greatest team in RCW history, Legion. But I'm going to be honest, I think Legion has their plate full against the Naughty List tonight. I'm just saying.
And we saw on Honor this past week, the Naughty List were able to get a victory over the Certified Steppas in the quarterfinal. Dick Christmas was able to get a possum roll-up, and we're going to see if that luck can continue for the Naughty List as they go on against, like you said, one of the most acclaimed tag teams in RCW history, Legion.
Not only is Legion acclaimed, but they also have the accomplishments to back up everything that they say that they are. And listen, in this match tonight, we're going to find out just if the Naughty List is worth all of the hype that they have behind them.
And here is a team that needs no introduction. Connor Kent and Zach Cruz, Legion.
And I must say, every time that Legion makes their way through the curtain, you gotta understand that the feeling in the room, it changes. These two are men that set out on a mission just 2 years ago in RCW. And I gotta say, they have accomplished absolutely everything that they have put their minds to, and you have to respect it. Connor Kent, in his own right, one of, if not the greatest work rate men on the roster. And, there's something about Cruz. He's just this powerful being. He's this imposing force, and together they just make such a great team.
I have to completely agree with you, John. Legion could be argued as the greatest team in RCW history. We all remember their RCW Tag Team Championship title reign from September of 2022 until February of 2023. And tonight, they look to once again move one step closer to claiming those tag team titles.
And if I'm not a betting man, but I gotta say, I would not be surprised if Legion can reclaim those tag team titles. They have done nothing but show out in the past. And if they continue to do so, I will say they must go down as the greatest team in Revolt Championship Wrestling history.
We are set for this match. Dick Christmas will kick things off for the Naughty List, as Zach Cruz does for Legion. And the bell rings on this one. We are live. Immediately, Dick Christmas unloading some combination of strikes on Cruz, but Cruz able to get a reversal.
Back and forth we go here in the early seconds of this matchup, but I gotta say, it's looking as if Dick Christmas is controlling the pace of this.
Maybe not. Now it's Zach Cruz who sets up. Oh! Dick Christmas who runs right into a shotgun dropkick. And now I have to ask you, John, like we were saying in the early goings, do you think there's any nerves coming into play? If you're in the naughty list, you're a relatively new team to RCW and pro wrestling as a whole, and you're going up against Legion. What kind of mindset do you have to be in to take down the Legion?
Well, you see, one thing that I noticed, you see, whenever Cruz went to deliver that drop kick, you saw Dick Christmas, he turned into it. He was trying to get his eyes back onto his opponent, and that cost him. That ended up with 2 nice meaty toes right in his mouth. And, you know, he can't be making mistakes like that. He cannot be making mistakes. As we just saw a big neck breaker, he made the mistake of trying to get Zach Cruz off the rebound, and it cost him.
Dick Christmas, who was trained in the RCW Pro Wrestling Academy after his brother Richard informed him that RCW would be reopening their doors. And so Dick Christmas, definitely a new person to the world of pro wrestling, and right now the 2 vets, Legion, are absolutely taking it to him.
You got to absolutely notice, Legion not afraid to take this matchup onto the floor. They don't want to stay there too long, but you got to understand, not only does it matter being a ring general, but it also matters being able to, you know, fight on the outside. You have to have that brawling ability to be able to survive in a place like Revolt Championship Wrestling. This place is a very, very intense combat zone, and we are seeing that there might be no 2 better men at in-ring, outside of the ring combat than Legion.
And here we go. We see inside the ring, Richard Johnson has been tagged back into the mix. Richard Johnson was a part of the RCW original roster before the shutdown. And look at this. He is just stomping away on the face of Connor Kent. And now,
you can see the experience paying off for Richard Johnson.
Johnson in there getting a little jiggy with it, living it up. Going for maybe a DDT there, but Connor Kent able to get the knee up. And now stalking Richard Johnson, delivers that side kick. And now looking at Dick Christmas, takes him off the rope. Very smart.
And you got to understand, this is that ring psychology, that knowing where you're at. It just comes into play, and Connor Kent does that so well. This is why I was saying he is one of, if not the best work rate guys, and that goes for the singles and tag team division. This man is actively in there, taking out 2 men at once.
I absolutely have to agree with you on your analysis of Connor Kent, as right now Zach Cruz is tagged back into the mix. As look at this, Richard Johnson makes the tag to his brother, and here comes Dick Christmas, who unloads with that beautiful, like, rolling elbow type attack. He's calling Zach right back up to his feet. There it is again, and it looks like Christmas is starting to fire up in this one.
You know, you got to call me surprised. I was not expecting a powerhouse like Zach Cruz to be getting just knocked down like this.
And again, Dick Christmas, he's pumped up. Christmas is about to deliver a present right to Zach Cruz. Spinning heel kick.
Good Lord Almighty, he took his head off with that one.
And Zach Cruz gets the shoulder up.
You know, that, to any less of a man, that would have been a knockout blow.
And now Christmas might be looking for the finishing touch. No, Zach Cruz able to get out of the way and deliver some low kicks. Look at this, Cruz suplex sidewalk slam.
Good Lord Almighty, did you see the vertical lift and height he got on that slam?
I did, and look at that. Did you see?
But once again, the veteran, Richard Johnson, knew he was going to try and knock him off, so he got that knee up.
Big shoulder block there.
Because of it.
I saw what you're saying there. Richard knew that he was going to try to take him off the apron. He was able to get the knee up, and then he jumped off the apron, and it took Zach's eyes off of Dick for just a second to make him kind of go after him a little bit. But I definitely have to say it was smart by Johnson. Right now, Zach Cruz has got Dick Christmas in enemy territory, has got him in the corner of Legion. Tag made. Zach Cruz is back into this one. Now look at this. Holy fucking shit!
We
Yeah, we're allowed to say that. It's fine.
Well, then I have to solemnly agree. That was one hell of a maneuver, alternating the forearms.
And again,
hit him with that stapler knee.
Richard. Oh, but this time Zach Cruz flies over the top and is not going to make the same mistake.
Flying.
Oh, not going to make the same mistake that Zach Cruz did. Richard Johnson gets in the ring. I think he got a little rage baited there. Look at this.
And you got to think,
here it
maybe
is.
That's a game. Maybe that was a game plan of Legion. Good Lord. You know, that rage baiting from Connor Kent, it got Richard Johnson throbbing, and now they're taking out the dick. And I think this might be it.
And it's over. Legion will advance to the finals of the Tag Team Championship Tournament.
And I gotta say, the Naughty List, they gave it a try, but in the end, it was the experience and overall work rate and power of Legion that would get them the win in this tag team contest.
Yeah, I came up from the shadows where the cold wind blows. Every star got a story that nobody knows. Had my back to the wall, heard the crowd go ghost. Now I'm carving out a path like a cutthroat rose. They said I'd never rise, I was too far gone. Too many nights alone trying to hold on. But the pain turned a spark to a full-blown flame. Now I walk through the fire, never feel the same. I've been down that road where the lost ones stay. Now I'm flipping that page, let it fade away. Every doubt, every lie, every word they threw turned me into the man that they never knew. I won't stop, I won't break. I've been fighting my way.
And here is a man who's had quite the interesting start to his RCW career, TJG.
TJG, gotta say, he had an impressive showing against, one of the top guys in Revolt Championship Wrestling history whenever he took on Jacob Williams. But tonight he has another handful as he has taken on an absolute behemoth of a man in Ryan Carter.
We saw Ryan Carter make his return to RCW last Saturday on Honor when he failed to defeat Mason Elliott. And now TJG is going to go one-on-one with the newly returned Higher Breed.
Gotta understand this matchup for both men. This is make or break. This is a proving ground moment here on Fight Night. One of these men need this victory. You gotta say, one of these men must win, but one of them must lose. And if they lose, you got to think that that's going to knock them down a good bit. Both men are coming into this off of a loss, but both men, they desperately want that win. They need that win, all right? Revolt Championship Wrestling. Listen, I know most places don't care about your wins and losses, but this is a place that matters. In Revolt Championship Wrestling, we fight.
I have to agree with you, John. It's so important that you win these momentum-building matches, especially since we are just weeks out from Fault Line. Any win that you can get can go a long way and maybe earning you some PPV opportunities. So we're going to see if TJG can get the upper hand tonight and take down Ryan Carter.
I got to say, obviously Ryan Carter, he has a size advantage. But TJG, he just has that want. You can see it in his eyes.
And speaking of Ryan Carter, here comes the man himself, the self-proclaimed Higher Breed of RCW. Ryan Carter is here on Fight Night.
You can feel the tension in the arena. Everyone eager to see Ryan Carter go to work in that ring. That is an absolute mountain of a man. I actually got some words with Ryan Carter earlier in the night. He said he has dialed in his training. He has been hitting the weights harder than ever. He said that loss, it's been eating at him. And tonight, he wants to make a meal out of TJG. He wants to feast. He wants to eat him alive. He wants to skin that boy. His words, not mine.
Bless you, John. Wow, it's obvious that Ryan Carter is really ready for this matchup. And it is so important that he picks up the victory tonight after coming off that championship loss against Mason Elliott. Will he do it? We are going to find out here momentarily on Fight Night.
God, he's huge. You know, listen, I said TJG has that look in his eyes. I think as soon as Ryan Carter came through that curtain, that look on TJG's, his face, his emotions, they changed. They changed in an instant because Ryan Carter is here. Good Lord. Listen, I would not want to be TJG because that is not just Ryan Carter. That is Ryan Carter with a point to prove.
Got Ryan Carter's the commentary booth, ladies and gentlemen.
It ain't shooting, it's just the truth. Ryan Carter, he's looking to take his pound of flesh tonight. But TJG, I know he wants that win. And so we're gonna see if he can overcome the mountain that is Ryan Carter.
We are about to get underway in this matchup. Bell rings.
See TJG.
Oh! Ryan Carter out.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. He's hungry. He wants to feast.
Look at this. Ryan Carter and TJG now trying to lock up. TJG gets the arm.
Oh, look at this. TJG with a wrist lock.
Look at this. Carter. Oh, maybe not. Shot to the elbow by TJG is a smart strategy. Trying to wear down Ryan Carter as fast as you can, but Ryan Carter drives him into the shoulder.
Oh, Ryan Carter with a great wrist lock takedown right there.
Got him by the neck. Look at this. Suplex. Oh, my God.
I told you he was hitting the weights. You're not supposed to be able to throw another grown man around like that. But Ryan Carter's just different. And he might have took his head off. I said he wanted that chunk of meat. He might be taking it in the form of TJG's cranium.
And now TJG sent right into the corner as Ryan Carter just unloads. Wait a minute. TJG blocks the arm. Gets a strike in of his own. TJG starting to get back into this one. Flatliner into the cover.
You know, I got to say, TJG, he's working from the bottom here. But I got to say, he looks comfortable in doing so.
I do have to agree with you, John. It looks like TJG does not want to back down from Ryan Carter. He's giving it all he's got tonight, and it's what you have to do if you want to rise the rankings in RCW. But here comes Carter with a huge European uppercut.
And it is freakish for a man the size of Ryan Carter to be able to move like that. But he is a different type of athlete as he just tosses TJG again.
That might do it. He thinks that's enough. 1, 2. Can't got it to by TJG.
Listen, I got to say the half-hatch suplex by Ryan Carter was impressive, but you got to be honest with yourself. You're not going to put down a man that's looking for a win like TJG that easily. And as you can see, he's fighting up from that.
Oh, look at that headbutt off the rebound. And look at this. TJG is absolutely wailing on Ryan Carter.
I told you, he's willing to work from under. And so every time he gets Ryan Carter down, he has to stay on him.
TJG now sending Carter into the ropes. Shot right to the midsection. And now, oh my God, scraping that boot across the face. Hits those ropes. Oh!
Washed in the face with the boot. But honestly, I need to make a call back to the headbutt that we saw TJG hit. Could he have hurt himself in doing so?
TJG crossbody, puts the leg to get it. I think Ryan's shoulder might be up there. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't matter. He kicks out. TJG though, still feeling fired up.
Call from our referee. I would also have to agree. It looked like Ryan's shoulder was up right there, but it doesn't look like it's going to bother Ryan too much as he takes his head off once more.
And I was going to say, oh, wait a minute. Forget what I'm saying. Here it is. Roar!
Ryan Carter is just trying to take the head off tonight.
TJG gets the shoulder up, but it is a late kick out. You can tell that Ryan Carter might be entering the ending stages of this matchup.
TJG's rocked. He might not know where he is.
I think he was looking for that glory powerbomb, but TJG is able to fight out of it. TJG off the ropes. Bulldog!
TJG is hitting some great maneuvers. He's not trying to outpower Ryan Carter. He's just trying to outmaneuver him.
Wait, no, Ryan Carter able to move. Look at this. Carter choke slam.
Carter from the outside in with the choke slam. That is horror movie level shit.
And now Carter sizing up his man spear.
Good Lord, he cut him in half with that one. Did you see the roll?
And it's over. Ryan Carter puts away TJG tonight.
I gotta say, TJG, he had that look in his eye, but I felt it. I knew it the second Ryan Carter walked out of that curtain. I knew that Ryan Carter needed it. From the conversation I had earlier, Ryan Carter, this was just his night. And honestly, Ryan Carter might be ready to make RCW his company. After all, Ryan Carter is what RC and RCW stands for.
Congratulations are in order to the higher breed as he knocks off TJG tonight.
Yeah, we've waited for our time to come, calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing one. Can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us. You believe them? Yeah, it's serious. Hear the siren.
And here comes the leader of the Mythic Dawn, Hunter Andrews, making his way to the ring for his first singles matchup since returning to RCW.
Hunter Andrews, he has a certain aura about him, but you know, I gotta be honest, inside of the ring tonight, his opponent, one of my old drinking buddies, a man who I have toured the entire world with, a man that I would call a close friend, Yamamoto. Hey, he ain't no slouch, you know what I'm saying? I gotta say, Hunter Andrews, he has his work cut in for him tonight. I understand people really like Hunter Andrews. Hunter Andrews is beloved by many, many guys, all right? But listen, Yamamoto's loved by John the Don. So I gotta say, my money is with Yamamoto, and let me tell you, he can drink a 12-pack.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it, John. We are going to see if Yamamoto can live up to those kind words, or will it be Hunter Andrews' night? Yamamoto and Hunter Andrews about set to go to war as the bell rings for this match. Andrews opens up with a big right hand, taking down Yamamoto.
You know, I gotta say, seeing Yamamoto wrestle, it really is a treat. But as of right now, the treat ain't so sweet. As I gotta be honest, Hunter Andrews, he's punching a hole right through Yamamoto.
Look at this, Andrews with some swift knees right across the throat of Yamamoto.
I gotta say, you can tell Hunter Andrews has been on the road a little bit, and you gotta understand that he knows that the Rizats pay the Bizills the way he was putting those strokes into those knee drops on the ground.
With a beautiful hip toss, about to get into the driver's seat of this one. Got him up in his arms, tosses him into the turnbuckle.
Good Lord, he tossed him right out of it too. Yamamoto
firing up, but doesn't realize Andrews is to his feet. It gets absolutely smoked by that jumping lariat.
You know, I got to put my bias aside. The way Hunter Andrews jumped into that lariat was a great way to close the space between him and Yamamoto, and space control in a match, it'll get you far. I got to say, Hunter Andrews looks like $1 million.
Andrews now. Kick to the midsection. Got him. Oh! Hangman's neck breaker.
And as you can see, ever since those knee drops on the ground, Hunter Andrews has targeted the neck and the head of Yamamoto, hitting the DDT and multiple neck breakers. Yeah, Hunter Andrews has a game plan heading into this. And listen, I got to tell you, Yamamoto, he can last in a bar fight, but in the ring right now, it's looking to be quite the opposite.
Yamamoto has just been picking apart Yamamoto. But wait a second. Big knee, and we might...
Yamamoto with the bonsai knee right to the cranium, and now stomp it on the midsection. That was beautiful.
He's firing
beautiful
up.
Offense.
Knees kicks. High offense. No! Andrews with the counter.
He was looking for that sushi garoshi. And if he would have hit it, that could be lights out.
The sushi garoshi. I didn't know that's what he called that. Andrews, though, picking Yamamoto up. Got him up high for the big
Good Lord!
side slam.
That was power.
And Andrews now.
Oh, this is why he worked on the
His
neck.
head.
He stomped him right into the canvas.
And that might be a short night for Yamamoto. 2, 3.
Yeah, that'll do it. The neck targeted, and then the stomp finished it. Yamamoto is being sent right back to President Parker.
Hunter Andrews came into this match with a game plan, attacked the neck and head region, and it was enough to secure him a win, a swift win over a legend in RCW.
Congratulations to Hunter Andrews with the win over my favor.
We are set for our main event tonight as Mason Elliott holds another Empire title open challenge.
You know, I must say, as much as I do respect and appreciate Mason Elliott as the Empire champion, I gotta say he's got to stop letting people get into his head. That is the whole reason for these open challenges. People are saying that they don't believe that he is a fighting champion, but I believe he's already proven himself. He does not need to defend that Empire championship week after week. He does not need to do that to prove this. But hey, if it helps him sleep at night, I will continue to enjoy the matchups that he wrestles and the opponents that he faces. But I must say, Mason Elliott cannot continue to expend his body like this, because you and I both know when you're in a championship match, you're going to fight harder, you're going to hit harder, and hell, you're going to go a hell of a lot longer, because that championship goal, that is what this business is about. It is about being the top of the top, and the Empire Championship is one step away from the RCW Championship.
I wholeheartedly have to agree with you, John. I feel like at this point, Mason has proved himself to the RCW audience. But who is going to answer the open challenge tonight?
Who on earth could it be?
Oh my fucking God.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This isn't who I think it is it?
It's the Tempo Tyrant. Nolan Hale is making his RCW debut. For those of you who do not know, Nolan Hale is one of the trainers in the RCW Pro Wrestling Academy. He is one of the great friends of Pat Cheney, and he has been workshopping with some of his students to get him ready for his in-ring debut.
Wait a minute. Not only is Nolan Hale the Tempo Tyrant a trainer, that's my daughter's band director.
And that's absolutely right. Outside of his job as a pro wrestling instructor, he is a band instructor, and that is why they call him the Tempo Tyrant.
Nolan Hale, gotta understand, he's mentioning it, he's marching in. Do you see the way he's walking? He keeps a constant tempo. Everything he does is measured. He's about to beat Mason Elliott in 4-4 time signature.
Reference to popular band Hysteria tonight. And here we go as the Tempo Tyrant looks to win RCW Gold in his debut.
You gotta wonder if Mason Elliott is 100% heading into this championship matchup. I must say he looks to be good, but you never know.
He's only 3 days off his defense. He is only 3 days off his recent defense against Ryan Carter on Saturday on Honor. So you can't believe he's fully 100%. But for Nolan Hale, this is his debut. He's as fresh as can be.
You know, I also heard that Nolan Hale, before all of his training, and I would assume he does it in all of his matches, he has this stretching routine. He has this way of making sure his body's nice and loose and limber. And he said he knows Mason Elliott, as he's been fighting, and he said that he is going to pick him apart from all the weaknesses that he has seen while watching tape of Mason Elliott.
And that is what is up for grabs. The Empire title. We are about to be set for this Empire Championship Open Challenge. Bell rings.
I could not be more excited. This has a big fight feel. The Tempo Tyrant has been training 7 long years to get to this matchup, and his debut is here now.
And if Nolan wants to win that title in his debut, he might have to pray on some grace and some angels. But right now, he is just tearing down the shoulder of Mason Elliott, keeping that firm tempo. Look at Nolan.
This wonderful work on the wrist by Nolan Hale, I gotta say.
Throws him away.
You know, Nolan Hale, I've actually talked to him in the past, and he said once he does make that debut, once he is in the ring, his opponent, they won't last a second in the ring. I gotta say, in the early goings of this match, it looked like he was proving that, but now, I can't say the same.
Look at this. Nolan Hale just pushes Mason off. Oh, he dropped the leg, brother.
Nolan Hale, beautifully executed. I can't even act appalled, I gotta say. Nolan Hale's impressing me.
I might have to make a note to self to watch more matches of this guy in the future.
I gotta say, I have to give an apology. I really do think that when I said that Mason Elliott is 100%, I might be wrong, because you are already seeing the signs of wear and tear from earlier this week.
Right off the apron, Nolan Hale throws him. Look at this. Nolan Hale trying to throw Mason Elliott, but he just stops the fucking car and throws Nolan Hale into the ring.
That was a good way to shut off his offense. You know, honestly, there's some things that you cannot learn in wrestling training. You got to be in the ring, but you got to understand, you can learn from those who have already been in the ring. There is a class for this.
And if there's ever a class to be in, it is of the one of Instructor Hale. But now look at this, Mason Elliott dropping those firm fists. Oh my goodness, just tearing him apart in there.
You know, this match, it reminds me of all the great rivalries in the past. You know, you got rivalries like Flynn Hall versus Hunter Jones. You know, you got rivalries like Jacob Williams and Kyler Dillon. Tijuana versus Albuquerque. You got to understand, this matchup has that big fight feel.
And right now, Mason Elliott has got the Tempo Tyrant in quite the situation. And he might have to reverse this curse if he wants to walk out of here as Empire Champ. Right hand, right hand, right hand. Boom.
He's showing why he's the champ now. He's lighting him up.
Drop kick. Oh, and Nolan Hale busted open off that attack, I believe. Oh no, got him in head scissors. Mason Elliott busts him open again.
And this is how you know now. This match, this isn't acting. This isn't drama class. Nolan Hale, he realizes now he's not a thespian.
1,
all right,
2.
This is the real deal.
Mason Elliott just hit Nolan with one of his best shots, and it's not enough to do it yet. But right now, Mason Elliott has got Nolan up on the ropes. Nolan, though, drops him to the outside. And this match has not veered away from the outside area.
You have to understand, every time I see Nolan Hale hitting Mason Elliott, it's hard. But every time Mason Elliott hits Nolan Hale, it's even harder. It's a real your sword versus my dagger situation, if you know what I mean.
Oh, look at this Emerald Explosion on the outside.
Oh, man.
Mason Elliott is smashed into pieces.
Nolan needed that big move, and he absolutely just got it. He got it right there. I said he wasn't hitting hard enough. An emerald flosion on the floor. Do it.
1, 2. No. Mason Elliott doesn't get put down yet, but the tempo tyrant staying on top of things.
Listen, he's got to crank the tempo up to 10 after 2. That 2 count, he can't have that happen.
Look at this. Mason Elliott just dumped to the outside. And now look at this. Nolan Hale gonna let the referee count a little bit.
Nolan Hale's going for broke in this match, and I gotta say he has some sick logic if you think he's gonna tempo his way into the victory here tonight.
Mason Elliott back into the ring. Oh shit!
Big drop kick turned him inside out.
He's looking for the whiplash. No, Mason catches the kick. The whiplash is countered. That's Nolan's best shot. Look at this. Elliott got him in the corner, bust him open again. Nolan Hale is cut in 3 places, and he's just driven into the canvas. The curse of the black canvas. Oh no. Mason got him up for Psycho Vision. And he's busted up.
That might be it. Good Lord, Mason Elliott driving him.
2, 3. Mason Elliott has retained.
1, 2, 3, 0, 3. 1, 2, 3, 0, 3. Mason Elliott gets the win over the Tempo Tyrant.
Mason Elliott has added yet another name to his repertoire of title defenses. He won it from Freedom. He defended it against Steve Crossley. He defended it against Ryan Carter. And now the Tempo Tyrant, Nolan Hale, has failed to capture the Empire title.
There's a good reason these defenses are numbered. Mason Elliott, the Empire champion.
Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in to RCW Fight Night. I've been Jim Maddox, joined by John the Don, and we will see you next Tuesday for some more Fight Night action.
Yeah!